Now I call up the candidates for Group 5, Asima Azam and Kafi Kennedy. So come on up, whichever place you want to sit. Everybody settled? Everybody in good order? Yeah, check your microphones.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Okay. All right, remember, keep them close to you. This is a minute and a half question. This is your chance to give an opening statement. We start with Ms. Azam. Please start.
First, I just want to thank all the league members who decided to attend today. It's very important for the voters to be informed about who is running for judge. My name's Asima Azam. I'm an attorney in town. I've been practicing law for 23 years. 22 of those years were at the law firm of Devine and Estes, a civil business litigation and real estate law firm. In addition to that, I was a special magistrate for the Orange County Tax Collector for 6 years, and I am also a certified circuit civil mediator. So I do believe when I'm talking to voters, I qualify in the experience category. One of the things that I try to talk to voters about is, as Judge McDonald mentioned, over 80% of the cases filed in county court are civil law cases, but yet in the last several years, a lot of the candidates that have come forth to run for judge have had a criminal background. When I do my law firm walkthroughs, to the table. I've done a lot of landlord-tenant work, a lot of breach of contract work, small claims. All of that was in county court over the last 23 years. In addition, I feel like the quasi-judicial experience as a special magistrate is very important because I have sat in a seat where I'm required to act as an impartial, take evidence, weigh that evidence, and then render an opinion that's impactful to the public. In terms of life experience, one of the big things that I like to talk about.
Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
We have, and so go ahead and Kafi Kennedy, go ahead, start.
Thank you so much for everyone that has attended and allowing me the opportunity to speak to you. Judge McDonald swore me in 18 years ago at the Booking Release Center, so it's an honor to be with him again today. I am Kafi Kennedy, and yes, my name is unique. It means quiet one in Swahili. My parents thought it would be, but it is not true. And so thank you for the opportunity to be here. I believe it's very important to have the experience. I've been an assistant public defender, an assistant state attorney, had my own law firm, also been of counsel at a number of law firms. I've had both criminal experience and civil experience, but more importantly, I have been in the county, been in speaking to the public, been in community service organizations. I'm the immediate past president of the Orange County Bar Foundation, which is the charitable arm of the Orange County Bar. I'm the past president of the Paul C. Perkins Bar Association. I've done the Orange County experience, been on the Orange County Board of Buildings Appeals and Adjustments. So not just being in the courtroom and being in the litigation world, but making sure I'm touching people and getting in the community. Service is the rent we pay for the space we occupy here in this county. I am married to a captain of the sheriff's office. We have a 4- and 6-year-old, so very busy, and we have a little dog named Oreo. So thank you for this opportunity to be here today.
All right, thank you. So what we're going to do is I will alternate who goes first in all fairness. So, Ms. Kennedy, have you ever been arrested or this is a 1-minute question. Have you ever been arrested or had a client file a grievance with the Florida Bar or the Supreme Court taken any disciplinary actions against you?
I have never been arrested. I have had a client file a complaint with the Florida Bar that was dismissed. I've never had any Florida Supreme Court action. As an assistant public defender, there were a number of times when clients filed grievances, but nothing happened. I've also served on the 9th Judicial Grievance Committee.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Azam?
No, I have not had any grievances filed or any action taken.
All right, this is a 1-minute limit. How old are you? I know that shouldn't be. And are you mature enough to judge other people's legal problems?
This is an interesting question. I am 46 years old. I have been practicing law for 23 years. I graduated from college 2 years early. So I may be younger than some of my peers who have been practicing for 23 years. But yes, absolutely. Like I mentioned, I think my work as a special magistrate has really prepared me for dealing with situations in which clients come in, are zealously advocating for their position, and it's the job of the judge to, one, be an impartial. I've been practicing for 23 years, so I know a lot of the attorneys that come before me, and I am still able to evaluate their cases and render a decision that is impartial.
All right, thank you. 1 minute. Ms. Kennedy, have you ever had to advocate a legally correct position that was contrary to your personal moral or political beliefs?
Yes, as an assistant public defender, I have argued plenty of times of things that were different than my moral belief, however, always followed the law. And so advocating on behalf of my client is presenting the evidence and how a judge could see it in a different light, or if there was any ambiguity in the law, to argue what was in the best interest for my client.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Azam.
Yes, I mean, in the civil realm, it's a little bit different, but we are hired to advocate for our clients and get the best result for them possible. I've had very insistent clients who come to me with wanting to argue a position which I don't necessarily agree with, or I don't think is a strong case, but I will advocate their position in order to get the best result for them.
All right, thank you. 1 minute. How should a judge handle litigants who are emotional and difficult, Ms. Kennedy? I'm sorry. Ms. Azam.
I think my experience as a mediator has really prepared me to handle people who come into a room emotionally charged. Both sides come in believing that they're absolutely right and the other side is wrong, and my job is to, at the end of the mediation, bring them towards resolution. Typically, when I have them alone and we're caucusing, I try to take the temperature down by asking them what this case is really about. If you take away the emotion on how you feel about the person on the other side, what can you live with in this situation in order to get it resolved? I feel like I have the temperament to connect with people, and once they trust me, they will typically calm down, give me their absolute cannot live without, and then we move cases towards resolution.
All right, Ms. Kennedy.
I think it's very important to treat people with respect. No matter what side I have been in the criminal world, whether that's the prosecutor or the defense attorney, when people feel like they were treated with respect, they were heard, they were allowed to say whatever it is they came to say, and as long as they were respectful, that they handled it and they were okay with whatever the outcome is. So it's very important to make sure that you're giving people respect, no matter where they come from, where their background is, whatever type of case it is. So I have tried to make sure that I'm always respectful of my clients, respectful of the opposing side. I think anyone I've ever practiced against, they have always said I've been respectful. So even if we are coming from different points of view or perspectives, that I always give people respect.
All right. Ms. Kennedy, if you have an eviction case for non-payment of rent, the tenant has 3 small children and the parents are out of work, and there is no legal reason to not grant the eviction, would you put the family on the street and give the property back to the rental company?
It is important for me to follow the law no matter what the law is. It is unfortunate for that family in that situation, but it is to reach out to your legislatures to build the law, to make the law. It is not for the judge in that moment to change what the law says. So I would follow the law in that situation.
Mrs. Song?
I would similarly say that I would follow the law as written, but as judges know, or anyone who's acting in a judicial capacity knows, everything comes to you with context. I would make sure that the law was followed. Did the individual get the proper notice that they were required to get? If they got the proper notice, have they been given an opportunity to provide their side of the story? If they got the proper notice, but something had prevented them from paying, all those factors come into consideration. So when we talk about applying the law as written, absolutely, but we don't want to apply the law in a way that defeats the purpose of the statute that was enacted, and we also need to consider the context in which the law was breached or a violation occurred.
All right, thank you both, and you can return to your seats now.
Thank you so much.